When nature unleashes its fury, few forces are as terrifying as hurricanes and tornadoes. These colossal storms wreak havoc across the globe, leaving destruction in their wake. But have you ever wondered which one is truly more destructive? In this battle of the skies, we'll dive deep into the world of hurricanes and tornadoes, comparing their size, speed, power, and devastation. Hurricanes, also known as typhoons or cyclones depending on the region, are massive storm systems that form over warm ocean waters. They build up strength over days, bringing relentless winds, torrential rain, and catastrophic storm surges. But despite their massive size, do they hold the title for the most devastating storm? On the other hand, tornadoes are the ultimate whirlwind of destruction. Unlike hurricanes, tornadoes form rapidly, often within minutes, spinning with terrifying intensity. Their winds can reach speeds of over 300 miles per hour, tearing through anything in their path. Though smaller in size, tornadoes can leave behind utter devastation in seconds. But are they more destructive than hurricanes in the grand scheme of things? In this showdown, we'll break down the science, impact, and raw power behind these two extreme weather events. By the end, you'll have a clearer picture of which storm truly claims the throne of destruction. Let's get started. Hurricanes and tornadoes may both be powerful storms, but they form in completely different ways. A hurricane, also called a tropical cyclone, develops over warm ocean waters where temperatures exceed 26 degrees Celsius, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. As warm, moist air rises, it creates an area of low pressure, causing surrounding air to rush in. This cycle continues, forming a massive storm system that begins to rotate due to the Coriolis affect, a force created by the Earth's rotation. Over time, this system grows into a full-fledged hurricane with a well-defined eye at its center. Tornadoes, on the other hand, form in supercell thunderstorms, intense storm systems that contain a rotating updraft called a mesocyclone. When warm, humid air near the ground collides with cool, dry air from above. It creates wind shear, which causes the air to spin. If conditions are just right, this rotation tightens and extends downward, forming a violent funnel-shaped tornado. Unlike hurricanes, which take days to form, tornadoes can develop in mere minutes and vanish just as quickly. Another key difference is their location. Hurricanes thrive over tropical oceans and usually move toward land, while tornadoes form over flat landscapes, particularly in areas like Tornado Alley in the United States. These different environments influence the way each storm behaves, leading to unique patterns of destruction. Despite their differences, both hurricanes and tornadoes are fueled by warm, rising air, proving that nature's deadliest storms all begin with the power of the wind. When it comes to sheer size, hurricanes and tornadoes are worlds apart. Hurricanes are massive, often spanning 300 to 600 miles in diameter. The largest recorded hurricane typhoon tip reached an astonishing 1,380 miles across, almost half the size of the continental United States. In contrast, tornadoes are much smaller, typically ranging from 300 feet to a mile in width. Even the largest tornadoes, such as the El Reno tornado, which stretched 2.6 miles wide, are still tiny compared to hurricanes. Another major difference lies in their structure. A hurricane is a complex, organized system with several key parts. At the center lies the eye, a calm, cloud-free region surrounded by the eye wall, where the strongest winds and heaviest rain occur. Extending outward are spiral rain bands, which bring intense rainfall and wind far beyond the storm's core. Tornadoes, however, are simpler in structure, consisting mainly of a violent, spinning funnel cloud that extends from the base of a thunderstorm to the ground. The duration of these storms also varies greatly. Hurricanes can last for days or even weeks, gradually weakening as they move over land. Tornadoes, on the other hand, are short-lived, usually lasting only a few minutes to an hour before dissipating. Despite their small size, tornadoes pack an extreme punch, often leaving behind concentrated paths of destruction. In the battle of size and structure, hurricanes dominate in terms of scale and complexity, while tornadoes remain the kings of compact intensity. Hurricanes and tornadoes are both known for their fierce winds, but their wind speeds differ greatly. Hurricanes have sustained winds that range from 74 miles per hour to over 157 miles per hour in the most powerful storms, classified as Category 5 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. While these speeds are devastating, hurricanes are more about their sheer size and endurance rather than peak wind speed. Tornadoes, on the other hand, are the true wind speed champions. The enhanced Fujita scale measures tornado strength, with the most extreme EF5 tornadoes reaching wind speeds of over 318 miles per hour, almost twice as fast as the strongest hurricanes. The fastest recorded tornado wind speed was measured at 302 miles per hour in an Oklahoma twister in 1999. These speeds allow tornadoes to pick up cars, uproot massive trees, and flatten entire neighborhoods within seconds. The way these winds are distributed also differs. In a hurricane, the strongest winds are concentrated in the eye wall, the area surrounding the calm center. However, because hurricanes cover hundreds of miles, their high winds can be felt far from the storm's core. Tornadoes, in contrast, have intense winds packed into a much smaller area, making them more destructive per square foot. So while hurricanes create widespread devastation, tornadoes hold the record for the fastest and most violent winds ever recorded on Earth. Hurricanes and tornadoes may both be powerful, but their size and lifespan couldn't be more different. Hurricanes are massive, often spanning hundreds of miles across. The largest recorded hurricane, Typhoon Tip 1979, stretched 1,380 miles, 2,220 kilometers, in diameter, about half the size of the United States. Because they are so large, hurricanes move slowly, typically covering 10 to 35 miles per hour, 16 to 56 kilometers per hour, as they travel across the ocean and onto land. Tornadoes, on the other hand, are much smaller but more concentrated. The average tornado is only 50 to 500 yards wide, though some, like the El Reno Tornado 2013, reached an astonishing 2.6 miles, 4.2 kilometers in width. Despite their size difference, tornadoes are incredibly fast, with forward speeds sometimes exceeding 60 miles per hour, 97 kilometers per hour. This allows them to strike suddenly, causing massive destruction before vanishing just as quickly. The lifespan of these storms also varies drastically. A hurricane can last for days or even weeks, lingering over the ocean before making landfall and gradually weakening. In contrast, tornadoes are shockingly short-lived. Most last only a few minutes, with even the strongest twisters rarely surviving more than an hour. However, in rare cases, tornado outbreaks can produce multiple twisters in quick succession, leading to hours of destruction. While hurricanes dominate with endurance, tornadoes strike fast and hard, making them some of the most unpredictable forces of nature. When hurricanes and tornadoes strike, they leave massive destruction in their wake. However, the type of damage they cause is vastly different. Hurricanes bring widespread devastation, primarily due to strong winds, heavy rainfall, and storm surges. The flooding alone can submerge entire cities, as seen during Hurricane Katrina, which left 80% of New Orleans underwater. The combination of prolonged winds and water damage makes hurricanes particularly devastating to coastal areas. Tornadoes, on the other hand, create highly concentrated but severe destruction. Instead of flooding, tornadoes obliterate everything in their direct path, with winds capable of tearing homes apart, flipping cars, and even stripping asphalt from roads. The Joplin tornado, one of the deadliest in U.S. history, left a trail of destruction 22 miles long and caused over $2.8 billion in damage. Unlike hurricanes, tornadoes can destroy one house while leaving the neighboring one untouched. The financial toll of these storms is staggering. Hurricanes cause more overall damage due to their size and duration, with the most expensive hurricane, Hurricane Katrina, causing $125 billion in losses. In contrast, individual tornadoes cause less total damage, but an EF5 tornado can completely level an entire town within minutes, leaving survivors with nothing but rubble. While hurricanes leave a lasting impact over large regions, tornadoes strike with brutal intensity, causing total devastation in a matter of moments. Surviving a hurricane or tornado requires very different strategies. Because hurricanes develop over several days, people typically have time to prepare and evacuate. Meteorologists can predict a hurricane's path days in advance, allowing residents in high-risk areas to board up windows, stock up on supplies, or leave the area entirely. Emergency shelters are set up, and evacuation orders are issued to move people out of danger zones before the storm makes landfall. Tornadoes, however, strike with little to no warning. Unlike hurricanes, which give days of preparation, tornadoes often appear within minutes of being detected. This means underground shelters, basements, or reinforced safe rooms are crucial for survival. People are advised to listen for tornado sirens, take cover immediately, and protect themselves from flying debris by covering their heads with blankets or helmets. A tornado's rapid formation and extreme wind speeds make it far more unpredictable than a hurricane. Another key difference is how emergency response unfolds. After a hurricane, rescue teams often face flooded roads, downed power lines, and damaged infrastructure, which can delay aid. In contrast, tornadoes create localized but intense devastation, meaning emergency responders must quickly assess which areas have been hit hardest. First responders, volunteers, and relief organizations work together to provide immediate medical aid, food, and shelter to those affected. Whether preparing for a hurricane or tornado, early warning systems, emergency plans, and knowing where to seek shelter can mean the difference between life and death. As we've seen, both hurricanes and tornadoes are powerful forces of nature, each with its own set of characteristics and destructive capabilities. Hurricanes are massive storm systems that can last for days, impacting vast areas with high winds, heavy rains, and storm surges. Their destruction is far-reaching, and the effects can be felt long after the storm has passed. Tornadoes, on the other hand, are fast, fierce, and highly localized. While they may only last for minutes, their intensity can be far greater, ripping through communities with winds that exceed those of the most powerful hurricanes. When it comes to total destruction, hurricanes are the clear winner due to their size and scope. Their ability to cause flooding, coastal erosion, and prolonged damage makes them some of the most devastating natural disasters in the world. However, when it comes to sheer intensity in a short amount of time, tornadoes outshine hurricanes, producing winds so strong they can obliterate everything in their narrow path. Ultimately, the question of which is more destructive comes down to perspective. Are you measuring by the extent of the damage or by the sheer force of the winds? Both hurricanes and tornadoes hold their own in terms of destruction, and both leave behind lasting scars. What's clear is that, no matter the type of storm, the best way to survive these terrifying events is through preparation, awareness, and timely action. Stay safe, and always be ready for nature's fury.